Good afternoon, this is Zachary from Zachary Sweeps, and I thought I'd do a quick video today. Basically what it is people do this a lot and they leave getting their wood till the beginning of the winter time, and then they end up paying absolutely ridiculous amounts of money for it. And the best time of year is to get it now, when the weather warms up and the summer's time starts. Looks like we're going to have a heat wave. I don't know if you live in the UK or wherever you live in the world, but where I live, it's very hot and humid now. The last thing that people want to do, and obviously the last thing I want to have on now is a fire. And this is the best time of the year to get your wood sorted out, because if you think about it, no one else, the majority of people won't be thinking about getting their wood, and the logman, he will be wanting to sell wood all year round, so he'll be wanting you to come out and buy wood from him. And you'll get some really great deals at the moment if you buy wood sort of from now, sort of I would say, till the sort of the beginning of August time. You get some really good deals. So for the next sort of 6 to 8 weeks, you're going to get some really good deals. You're probably going to pay 3/4 of the price that you would do in the winter time, maybe even half price. The other thing is you're going to get wood. You're going to be able to pick and choose your wood. It's like when you get your chimney swept this time of year, you can pick and choose the dates and times that you want. If you leave it to the winter time, it gets really busy, and you know, there's the sweep will probably turn around and say to you, like, I don't know, obviously being a chimney sweep myself, I can do it on this day, on this day, at this time, this day, or sometimes you can, the customer say, need it done at this time, and you go, right, I can do it on this day and this day and this day. And then there's other times where if they do it this time of year, they can say, right, can you do it this time and this day? And it's 99% of the time it's a yes. And it's exactly the same thing for wood. You can pick all your wood, get all the best wood, the best season wood. It's the best time of the year, and so many people don't do it. You'd be so surprised. So I thought, I've done lots of videos on like what's the best woods to buy, and what's the best woods to you know, that gives a good aroma in the room, and the wood to stay away from. But when it comes to the winter time, you know, a lot of logmans, they've sold their wood sort of by October time, you know, November time, depending on what type of seasons we have, and then they're on to their next batch, you know. So it might not be as dry. It'd still be all right to use, but it might not be, you know, you might not have the selection that you would do if you buy it now. So like, I just wanted to tell you while I'm doing this video, you know, the best woods to be looking at, you know, and what I'm going to say is the best wood that you can buy on the market is ash, and the reason why ash is probably the best wood, oak's right up there as well. So for some people say, oh no, I think oak's better than ash, and I would agree, oak's very good and ash is very good. And the only reason why I would say ash is better is that if you haven't used your appliance, whatever appliance you've got, whether it's a Open Fire, Jetmaster, Rayburn, Park-Ray, boiler, anything that uses solid fuel, Inglenook, you know, like ash is a really good wood to use when you're first lighting your first fire of the season. And the reason being is because 9 times out of 10 we wait till it gets cold and we go, oh, well, we won't put it on tonight, and we'll put it off for a few nights, maybe a week or so, before we think, right, no, it's really cold, we need it on. Then you put it on and then it doesn't draw because it's cold, and I've done videos on this, why they don't draw, and 9 times out of 10 it's just because they're damp or they're cold. And with ash, it's very good. It creates a heat and a flame instantly. It will dry that chimney up really quickly, and that's why I think it's just a little bit better than oak. And then once you've got that fire going, you can burn ash and oak together. They make great bed feathers, and they're a great combination to use, should I say. So like, but I would strongly recommend using like ash at the beginning of the season and everything. But oak's very very good as well, and any hardwoods, they're really good. And as I was saying, get it now. But it's the best time of year to get it now. You've probably got an 8 week period now to get your wood, where you're going to save money. You can either get it for half price or 3/4 of the price. I'm probably going to say it 2 or 3 times that on this video, but it is so true. If you leave it till sort of end of August, September, prices go up. Everybody wants it, and it's just crazy. And but if you get it now, and I know a lot of people, they don't want to be messing about with it, and I completely understand all that. What you need to do is like a lot of them, they deliver them, you know, they'll pile them up somewhere, get a bit of tarpaulin and stick it over the top of them, and then just leave them there until you're ready to sort them out and deal with them at another time. But get them now and save money. You'd be so surprised how much money you can save by getting them. So like the other thing I was going to say is like stay away from softwoods. I mean, softwoods are alright, but there's a false sense of economy with softwood. You know, you can get it a lot cheaper, but the problem with softwood is that it burns quicker. It still probably have a little bit of resin in it, and you know, can char up your chimney quicker. Remember the other thing as well with burning any appliance, the more you burn it, the more efficient it becomes. The thicker the ash bed in your appliance, the more the less wood that you will burn on your appliance. Because you have to remember that when you're multi-fuel, I'm just going to use a multi-fuel system as an example. With a multi-fuel wood burner, or like a Parkway or a Rayburn, they have movable grates in them. Not like an open fire, an Ingham or a Jetmaster. But the others, they have movable grates. And the reason why they have movable grates is because they drop all the ash into the ashtray and you empty the ashtray out. And then what happens is you can allow the air to circulate underneath them. And the reason why you have to do that is basically it's for coal. It's not for wood, it's for coal. Because if you think about it, when you're burning wood, you stack it on top of each other. So the air can circulate around in between the woods and around it, no problems. If you're burning coal on its own, then you put the coal in the appliance and it stacks on top of each other, and there's nowhere for the air to go around it. So that's why when you have a movable grates, that's why you have to empty the ash out. But if you just burn wood, you have a nice thick ash bed in there. You can put a couple of logs on there before you go to bed. Make sure you've got a guards for it. Make sure you've got carbon monoxide. Always say safe. Being safe is number one. And you'll be able to put a couple of logs on before you go to bed. And then after that, you can wake up in the morning. There'll be hot embers in your room, in the fire, should I say. And then you can put a couple of logs on, and then away you go for the rest of the day. So I'm just going to quickly go through a few logs that are good for your appliance. And I'm only saying this, you can check out my other videos because it will all be on there as well. But basically, like the best woods that you want to be burning is birch. Birch is probably number 3 on the list. The other thing good, it burns well. The other good thing about birch wood, it's like cheddar wood. It creates a nice aroma in the room, nice smell. Apple does as well. These are good work. Beech wood's good. Elm wood, maple, chestnut, larch, hazel, pear. You know, all these types of woods are very very good. The things that the woods that I would sort of stay away from. I mean, I went on the internet earlier doing a little bit of research on it all, and it was saying that you can burn rhododendrons and pine on there, and I'm thinking, what? That's crazy. I would stay away from anything that's evergreen. And you know, you can literally, I've spoken to by sweet firemen's chimneys, and I've you know, I've been on courses And you know, like one of the biggest fires in chimneys, and the fire brigade get called out for at Christmas is people burning their Christmas trees in their chimneys. And what it is, literally, they chop it up, they put it in whatever appliance it is, they light it, it goes up, lovely heat. Next thing, you've got the neighbours knocking on the door, there's flames coming out the chimney, we've called the fire brigade. And all it is like, it's the resin in it. And it's the resin in like any evergreens. It has a lot of resin. That's why I was really surprised to hear that with ash, even with green ash, it burns well. Which it surprises me that's true, but yeah, with pine and rhododendrons and fern trees, anything like that, you know, hedgerow hollies, I'd stay away from. Even though it says on the internet that you can burn these sort of things if you well season them. Yeah, you might have to season them for 4 or 5 years, but you certainly wouldn't want to buy them, and you've got to be careful. I mean, I did a video on like what you can buy at B&Q, but that sort of wood it's like it's more softwood than a hardwood, and it still have a little bit of like resin in it, so you know, it won't be as efficient. That's why I say it's really important. Get your wood now. Get out there, get your wood now. Try and stay away from treated wood as well, because it's got chemicals in it, and always make sure that you're safe when you're burning them. But if you burn them, the more you burn your appliance, the more efficient it becomes, and the more money you're going to save. So you can save money by buying your wood now, and you can save money by burning your appliances longer than just a few hours in the evening. I go to a lot of people's houses that they say to me they have it on for a few hours in the evening and they're really tarry. And if they block up at the top of the chimney, 99% of the time, the reason why they're blocking up at the top of the chimney is because they're not being used long enough. Because the coldest part of the chimney is the top part, and that's where any parts that are cold in the chimney, that's where the soot will build up inside, because basically the smoke will struggle to go out the top of that bit and it'll hover around there, and that when in the smoke, that's where all the tar is. So if you do them two things, a nice thick ash bed, burn your fires. I go to people's houses and they turn around and they say to me, it's going to be really bad, we're really sorry, we were happy to pay extra, we've been burning it every day for the last 4 months or 6 months, and first thing that pops up into my head, unless they've been burning bad stuff obviously, is it that it's going to be clean, and I stick a brush up there and back down again and it's spotless, because if the chimney stays warm, then the smoke goes straight out the top, doesn't linger in the chimney. It's when that's why they say ash is the best wood to burn, because it makes an instant flame, warms the chimney up straight away, and then of course the smoke goes straight out the top, and that's the key to success. So think about them two things, save yourself money. We have to pay enough money for all the other things. We don't want to keep giving people money for the sake of it in this country. A lot of people just seem to be obsessed with money, profit, you know, and we should be helping one another, which is really sad that we don't see that. You know, so many things that are going on. So I want to see you save money. Buy your wood now. Make sure you have a nice thick ash bed. Don't let the air underneath your wood. It will burn a lot slower. I've got videos on my channel that you can check out. Try these two things. Do these two things, and you'll save yourself a lot of money. And next year you'll thank me. Have a great evening tonight. From Zachary Sweeps.